Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor Starfighter, Dustin here, and today we're going to talk about, was I the first manned sailor fighter? Now, we're going to talk about that because when Sailor Star shows up, the fifth with and last following a Sailor Moon, not only in the drawing show, but also in the books. A lot of some folks don't believe that I was the first manned sailor fighter. I was. Believe it or not, I was, along with Jordan and Julian. Some called us the Free Lights. Deke most likely would have called us the Tri-Lights. But whatever you wanted to call our songster team, you couldn't take away that we were sailor fighters. Now, a lot of folks are going to say that when we shapeshifted, we became women due to this oversight that NAOKO TAKEUCHI came up with at the time for her books, but then later on wanted it to be an oversight for the drawing show as well. And some folks believe that how we were handled and Sailor Stars had a breakup or a misunderstanding between the TOEI business and the Aldeling Golding's business at the time. Now, I don't know if there's any truth to it, because you can read all kinds of things on the interweb, and a lot of it could just all be made up. And Aldeling Golding's business doesn't even have a website. Now, I know what some folks are going to say, oh, well, NAOKO TAKEUCHI didn't want to make a website for it. That could be true. But a lot of businesses and law moats have websites. Some do, some don't. But whatever, that's not the grounds of this film. So, how were we handled? Well, we were men in a drawing show. And you some are going to say, oh, well, yeah, but in Stars, the two with and last following a Sailor Moon, is in the 20s, we were still men as well. So there wasn't a shift there. Now, why some folks in the Sailor Moon followership and NAOKO TAKEUCHI made a big deal out of it, because they thought that TOEI should have followed the oversight. Well, the oversight that got broken, or was meant to be broken. And a lot of folks out there don't truly mean what the oversight means. There are many ways to take it. One way means that in Sailor Moon's world, that only women are being chosen or being awakened by God and Jesus to be sailor fighters. Now, it's true in the books and the drawing show, it doesn't say how they got chosen. It just says they were chosen. And they were chosen by God and Jesus. All right? And that why they were being chosen, because they were women. Now, another take on that oversight means that men cannot be sailor fighters, which, if that's true, that's sad. Because at the end of the day, take the Mic Keepers. They're both men and women on the team. Well, there are. There always has been. And no one made a thing of that. So, yes, I was the first manned sailor fighter. I opened up this door for others to walk through, like Ernest P. Worrell later on, or like Snoop Dogg. Well, his true name is Calvin Clavor. With them being Sailor Earth and Sailor Sun and whatever. And some folks either liked the thought of it or didn't like the thought of it. Well, all right, it is what it is with them. But yeah, I was the first manned sailor fighter. And a lot of folks don't like to really believe that. They don't want to believe, well, some of them don't want to believe, is that oversight was broken by TOEI itself. and nothing happened. Well, there are sagas out there about what did happen. Some folks would tell you, or what you read on whiffs on the interweb, is that the TOEI business and Alan Golding's business stopped working with each other for some time. But that's not true at all, and I'll tell you why. If they did, that both sides didn't stop, if both sides stopped working, well, they were working together again by 2003 while to 2004 YL, when PGSM, Sailor Moon's live Farseer show did. And hell, there isn't Sailor Moon plays and song shows going on from all that time too. So I don't think there was a breakup. And this film isn't talking about the Aldo Now Golding's business, TOEI business working deal or whatever, or who owns the main ownership or whatever. This is talking about me being the first man sailor fighter to break the oversight, and make it likely for other men sailor fighters to be a thing. So that's just my thoughts on being the first man sailor fighter. Tell me what you think about it. Give it a like, share and playlist this film, and I'll see you later.